Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Back in September, 8 Gursikhs joined the Basics of Sikhi Academy, a 6-month course developed and ran by the charity Everything's 13. The charity employs a full-time ustad or teacher who throughout the course will teach Gurbani Santhya, Sikh history, Gurbani Arit and Gurdwara protocol. Throughout the course, we'll have our seasoned parchariks, which you'll know from the YouTube channel, who will come and give training on how to prepare and deliver gatha on a stage, or how to tailor it for a university talk, how to deal with difficult questions, how to do street parchar and how to debate. Back in September, I had the opportunity of meeting some of the students on their second day at the academy when they were thrown into the deep end of doing street parchar, and I'd like to introduce you to some of them where I interview them and they give some of their initial thoughts and feelings of the academy and what kind of level they are at in terms of Santhya and Punjabi speaking and gatha delivery.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. My name is Gurpreet Kaur and I'm 25 years old. I'm from Malaysia.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. My name is Ekamdeep Singh and I'm from Vancouver, BC, and I'm 19 years old.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. My name is Alamjeet Kaur. I am 26 years old and I'm from Toronto, Canada.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. My name is Kiran. I'm 18 and I'm from Willenhall.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. My name is Hukum Singh. I'm from Birmingham. I'm 25 years old and I've joined the Vidyala class of 2017.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. My name is Mandeep Kaur. I'm 23 years old and I'm from Leeds.
We want to help the youth in Malaysia. So for me to be able to help the youth, I think I need a lot of resources and I need to help myself. So mainu vi gyan hona chahida and so on. So Basics of Sikhi, what I feel would help me to get the gyan and help me to help other people as well. So I will learn skills on how to do katha and presentations, which is what I hope to get from here.
What brought me to come to the Vidyalaya is the inspiration by Jagraj Singh Ji started and Guru Gobind Singh Ji's legacy.
I'm here to study the rich history that we have, the Gurbani, and get Santhya from the academic tutors that we have, and that's why I'm here. And I want to do parchar eventually, and hopefully with Maharaj's Kripa I will be able to do that at the end of this course.
I couldn't find anything else apart from wanting to do parchar and wanting to learn more about Sikhi. So I got encouraged to apply for the Vidyala and now I'm here.
What brought me to the Vidyala is that I was recently blessed with Amrit and I wanted to give back to the Panth. I feel like if I'm not an active Sikh and willing to learn more into Gursikhi, then I'm not doing justice to my Guru.
Before I joined the Vidyala, I graduated from a full LLB law degree and then I helped running in the family business and still do that to this day.
What challenges I would face, I think in the Vidyala itself would be trying to make myself disciplined.
Learning, memorizing Gurbani, because it's really hard to have it kant. I think that's like the hardest challenge given my memory. It's not that great.
Just being able to learn and build up the art of Maharaj and be able to kind of teach others that when I'm able to.
The biggest challenge I think in the Vidyala is to get rid of my ego, if I'll be honest. I'm the kind of guy where I think I know everything, but I don't, and for me, I need to destroy myself and rebuild myself as a better Gurmukh than I am today.
Whatever seva comes my way, I really hope that I'm blessed with that.
Yeah, I can read Gurmukhi. I've gotten a little bit of Santhya before as well, from Bhagat Ji, from Damdami Taksal. And I can read Gurbani fluently, I can understand it. I've actually been doing vichar with Bhai Baljit Singh Ji. I've stayed with him and his family for a bit when I came here. And we already built that, communication, that level of understanding, and we have already started doing vichara, and it was an amazing experience. I'm looking forward to more of that actually.
My level of Gurbani reading at the moment is I can read, write and understand Gurmukhi, but when I did Santhya, Baljit Singh completely was like, no, you've got to, you need to get it sorted out. And then when I started reading Gurbani in Santhya really carefully, I was like, man, I really don't know my Gurbani as much as I think I do, and this is really going to give me like a push to really be connected to Maharaj one-on-one.
So I want to learn, not for the sake of myself, but also to teach others, and just to spread Sikhi and spread love that Maharaj blessed us with.
So my plans for after the Vidyala are that currently I've just I am to graduate in my Masters in Broadcast Journalism. So a lot of my stories that I have committed to are Panthic issues and Sikh related stories. So I really hope to get more gyan from the Vidyalaya and to be able to represent the Panth better.
After the Vidyalaya, as mentioned before, I really hope to help basics as furthermore that I can. At the current time, as you say, as a campsite street parchar, help Baljeet Singh, help Saroop and Sukhdeep Singh, but I really want to try and give the Panth much more help that's required, especially in this day and age.
When I go back to Malaysia, I think there are a few projects that I want to start. So one is I want to do something with the children of the Vidyalaya that I'm connected to in Malaysia itself. So currently we have started something, but because I saw Kiddie Sangat by Penji Sukhmani, so I want to bring back resources and start something there.
It's intense already. Like we got here yesterday, got given homework already, and then we got put here to do parchar on the second day. And I've never done street parchar before, so it was challenging, but it was interesting. It was a nice experience.
Today itself, it's second day in the course, and I'm already doing street parchar. So I was like thinking to myself, wow, Maharaj Kirpa, it's true. He throws you to the deep end, where it gets you to experiment it. So when you're in trouble, then he will care for you. But until then, if you're fine, then you should just do it on your own.
This is the second day is beautiful, to be honest. The Sangat here is beautiful. The Gurudwara Sahib is beautiful. It's just speechless, to be honest. It's just beautiful. I'm loving it so far.
When I got through the interview, right? So I was also scared because I didn't know anybody here. So that was one challenge of it, because sometimes I can be an introvert. So I think when I arrived, I had no problems. They were so welcoming, so warm. So
my classmates are funny. We're having a good time. Everyone's from everywhere, and we're already taking the mick out of each other's accents.
I'm excited to learn from the students and the Vidyalaya teacher. I'm hoping to get to know them better and just share gyan, knowledge. That's why we came here, and that's pretty much it. With the Vaheguru's blessing, I hope it goes all good.
I'm feeling really, really good. It feels like we've been here forever already, and whereas it's hardly even begun.
I am pumped. This is the best thing ever. The first day it was so chill, we barely did anything. The second day they put us right into street parchar. I'm like, okay, this is amazing. Vaheguru's Kirpa. It's been a blissful experience, really.
So that was the students at the beginning of the course. Halfway through the course, the students have the opportunity to step forward and come out of the classroom into a hands-on environment at the Basics and Beyond camp, where they will all be group leaders. Some of them will actually deliver talks and presentations, and all of them will get involved with doing Guruji Seva and doing Kirtan as well. Now we are at the end of the course, and I'd like to interview and share some testimonials with the Sangat of how the students are feeling now the course is over, and how they benefited from the course and the academy itself. You may have seen a video on the Basics of Sikhi YouTube channel on the law of attraction by Gurpreet Kaur. Now she is actually a trainee pracharak, a student of this year's class, and she made that video towards the end of the course, and I trust that the Sangat would agree that the level of quality of that video in terms of the Gurbani pronunciation, the structure of her video, and relating a very well-known topic to Gurmat was very well put together. And this didn't happen by accident. This was as a result of the hard work of both Benji on the course and the teachers that trained her. If you feel like this kind of development could benefit you in serving the Panth through street parchar or delivering kathas, then this academy is available to you, and you can find out more about it on our website basicsofsikhi.com/academy, and keep your eye out on social media for when the applications for the next intake will open. And we do struggle to find students, and it's sometimes very close towards the beginning of the academy that people join, and we especially find it difficult to find Singh. So if you are considering this, then please get in touch and check out the requirements on the website. and wait for the applications to open. If you're unable to commit to a full 6 months course, but you would like to see more of this seva for the Panth taking place, then even though this Gurdwara Sahib kindly gives the charity the accommodation for the students and the classrooms and resources, which we are hugely grateful for, there is a cost to the charity for the full-time Ustad. And so for those people who would like to see more videos like Gurpreet Benji made, and more student parchars coming out and doing parchar worldwide. In fact, this class is truly an international class, and in the past most of them have been, then please consider donating, and we'll leave some links in the description where you can do that. To finish off this video, I would like to share some closing testimonials, thoughts and feelings from the students directly at the end of their course and how they've benefited from it. And I hope you enjoy this video, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
I think the overall experience at the academy was phenomenal. It was a learning curve, a very steep learning curve as well, because it kind of broke down how much we knew originally, what we thought we knew, and how much we've learned in the end. It's amazing how much we can grasp, and you know, the different aspects of Sikhi that we learnt, say from our daily diet to the Santhya of our Nityanem, to the origins of the Nityanem as well, and the overall depth of Gurbani in itself and how it's related to our daily lives.
I think it was learning the teachings, basically going through the history and learning the earth, but learning what Guru Sahib are teaching us, but then at the same time putting it into practical use. If I learned something in particular from the academy, was two things that kind of came out to me. One was the intentions that we have behind every action we perform. May it be that our indriya, or may it be anything that we do. What are your intentions from the food that we eat, from the things that we see, from the things that we hear, from what the tongue says? That's one. And two, following your inner voice, which is intuition, and that Shabad Guru and Naam. And those are the two eyes that I would take with me when I go back.
Yeah, so at the start I wouldn't even bother to pick up the Punjabi books. I would be too scared to, I think it took me a while to even pick up Suraj Prakash and try to read anything from there. And now I go to the bookcase and I actually pick up more Punjabi books than English books, and because realising the depth of Punjabi as a language in general and how it talks about Gurbani and our Gurus it's like ridiculously different to English, and how you start to understand things. It's so beautifully written. My Punjabi in general, like understanding and reading, my vocabulary has got way bigger. And my Santhya has improved as well quite a bit, just because you're reading day in, day out, and then you've got your Santhya lessons, you've got to practice that. So yeah, it's all improved quite a bit. And research as well. Research was something I was really stuck on before I came, because I didn't know where to go and where to look. And now it's a lot better, because I know what's ityasic, what's just for Gurbani. I know which books to pick up for what. It's not like I'm searching the internet now, like I'm actually looking at Granths and stuff like that.
Okay, so when I first came here and I met them, so the night before the actual class was to take place, and I got really scared because all of them looked really religious. But then when I got to know them, I really eased into it, and they all were so supportive. Because when I came here, I looked a lot different than I look now as well. So they all have been very, very supportive and non-judgmental, obviously. And it is a very loving and a homely environment here with the Sangat and with the Ustads. They're very giving. And with all of them, yeah, it's been a fun journey. Because when you move out of home, you have to think about food, how you're going to cook and everything. We have langar prepared every day. We never had to cook unless we wanted to, and there's always so much food stocked up, and we had clean mattresses, a very comfortable environment to live in. So it was more like a home. So when I go from here, it feels like I'm leaving my own house. So it feels like, you know, this place is now home to me. So it never felt like, obviously we are living with Guru Sahib. We had the main Darbar Sahib right next to our own room, which made it all the more special. but now it feels like I'm leaving home.
So we always make plans, but then we never know what's going to unfold. The specific reason that I came for was because I wanted to take a step with the Gyan or any knowledge of Sikhi that I can pick up and bring that into the media, because a lot of the time we are either misrepresented or underrepresented, and with the Panth we always have our own viewpoint on things. So for example, in the media, if you ask somebody, just a random person from a Sikh background, may they be practicing or not practicing, a lot of the things that will be portrayed in the media will be their own things. However, now with the research and with kind of what we've learned, we can try and portray more things which are with references and back them up with itihas or gurbani.
I would tell them, just do it, because once you start thinking, that's when your mind comes in, and you start battling with your mind, and you start thinking to yourself, should I do it or should I not? Because then you just have to take the leap of faith. Because once you take the leap of faith, your guru will catch you no matter what. There will be moments that you will think that, no, I don't want to go, that is going to be way too hard for me, this is next level. But no, if you come with the mindset that I'm just going to do it, whatever comes, let it come. If I'm not able to understand, you'll get something out of it at least, because you're going to try to understand, no matter what it will be. And I will say that just go for it, dive into it. When you take that one step towards your guru, that one step towards knowledge, then the guru will take so many steps towards you, thousands of millions of steps towards you, because they love us so much. And if we go just take one tiny step, then the Maharaj will take so many to us.
I think it was breaking down who we are. I think all of us initially came with some sort of, say, like ego in some way, and I think we've just all broken down the layers, and I think it's kind of given us a wake-up call to how necessary parchar is, and how we have to integrate it into our daily lives, not even as a, say, a parcharic sense as well, but just generally in daily, into who we interact with, what are we doing, what our actions are. It's kind of given us that awakening 24/7 wake-up call that we're representing Guruji, and that our actions and our thoughts and our words must reflect that, and how delicate that can be. And I think this academy particularly has given us the strength. Sodli Ustadji, he's been so effective and so, given us that really push and to give us that knowledge and that depth to go out there and to spread everything correctly. And the same with Baljeet Singh Virji and Sukhdeep Singh Virji as well. And even the academy and the school itself as well. We've been so privileged that it's almost like a family, and that everyone at this school now has become a family. We feel like we know each other inside out, and it's just taking what we've learned here and taking it out there. And I believe it's given us a solid foundation in order for us to do that.
Maharaj Kirpa, so when we got the topic to do the video, so I thought of the law of attraction, and normally before coming to the Vidyala, whatever knowledge I had was from the worldly sense, and I couldn't understand Gurbani, what Gurbani was trying to say. When I came to Vidyala, then I realized that, you know what, whatever that we learn in the outside world, like even science or philosophy, everything is in Gurbani, and it's just a matter of understanding it. So the experience of doing that video was really great. I think because I've never been in front of a camera, and I do not know how I would react to it. But I think, what we're going to do next is after the academy. So I've spoken to some of the Sangat in Malaysia, and they're very, 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 when I say very, I really mean they're very interested and excited for basics to come there, and they're willing to join the seva. And the whole purpose of this is because in Malaysia, like I mentioned before as well, when you first talked to me, that there's no much of youth parchar there, and they need it because they do not have, with me, I didn't have that personal relationship with Maharaj as well. I couldn't understand what they're trying to say, and when I came here, now I'm building that relationship. For them, they have that thirst as well. So chalo Maharaj seva learn, when we go back there, and then we'll start with parchar in English,
katha and then have kiddie sangat as well. So their moms contacting me like, when are you starting this? So let's do that. And then things like another Kaddish course and Waiguru course. So they're willing to work hand in hand, and let's have basics of Sikhi Asia.
It was, the atmosphere was phenomenal. It was eccentric for me personally. I have interacted with them previously as well, as I've been doing Seva with Basics of Sikhi in Toronto. They have interacted with us and they have been guiding us. So it was basically just having that again and having that reassurance that, you know, that we are walking on this path, and how crucial it is to have that kind of, that life that would have an impact on everyone else. So Sikhi isn't just about just reading Bani, it's about taking that on as well and living it practically. And that's something that Gyaniji had kind of emphasized from time to time. And they also said to make notes, and they gave us some sort of guidelines that we can use during the Vidyalaya, and it has been quite effective for all of us actually.
Okay, so it was my very first katha, and it was nerve-wracking. Why? Because I was placed on the tabya for the very first katha, and I was only given like 2 hours. So I believe I didn't do justice to the Hukamnama, but I think whatever came out of my mouth at that time, it was Maharaj talking. I wasn't talking personally, but it was amazing. I think camp changed a lot for me, and it was my very first camp as a group leader and not a camper. So yeah, but it was amazing. I think that was a turning point in my stay in the UK, the Basics and Beyond camp, and it was beyond amazing. Yeah.
When you see the impact on the Sangat, when you come off of a katha, or you've been in a talk, or you've organised an event, and it's phenomenal seeing the reactions of people seeing Bibia or just youth doing parchar and in English, seeing how much that's impacting them and how much they open up, and then how much they want to get involved in everything too. So just being there, even though you think you might not be doing much, the response that you get back, it really makes you think like this is all for the Sangat, and if it wasn't for the Sangat we wouldn't even be here. We wouldn't have a chance to even learn about this. So it's a massive thank you to the Sangat, because seeing the effect on Sangat and wanting the Sangat to want us to be around is amazing. It really is.
And yeah, so exactly the same as what you just said. I thought it was merely impossible, because it's kind of never really been done before, and through Basics it's a revolution in itself of doing things full time and taking things the next level, which I think is needed at this time in the Panth. So personally, I'm on a gap year after I graduated within July. So for the next few months I hope to just help out with Basics as much as I can. I am planning to start teaching in September, but we'll just see how the next few months go. But it's all, as you said, it's very overwhelming, and it's very nice to see Sangat actually being so supported, and they're actually after more people to explain Sikhi, more people to connect to. So the demand is definitely there. I guess the supply is falling a little bit short at the moment. Yeah, just lastly, just anyone who is thinking about doing it, who may be apprehensive about learning about Sikhi for 6 months. On the tin it might seem like it's quite a long time, or even taking a year out of your life is quite a long time, but when you think about it relatively, we've been studying academically, well personally I have, for 22 years, and I'll probably be working for another 60, or even longer hopefully. So 1 year in that sense is a speck of dust, or 6 months of that is nothing really. So taking a year out where you get to fully concentrate on learning about Sikhi and connecting with your Guru is priceless, and you won't get the chance again, and especially in such an environment where you're giving everything on a plate. So like the Veedis like Baljit Singh and Yuvraj Singh, they had to go out, and a lot of Parchariks that had come through our generations, they had to come out and kind of fight to find the Gyan themselves, where we've got it all on a plate. We've got a structured method of it being given to us, and also the Gurdwara is fully supportive of it as well, which is a massive help. So don't even think about it, because guaranteed it will help you for the rest of your life, and it'll help you to help others for the rest of your life. So 6 months is nothing, man, trust me, and it flies by.
I think we cannot thank the Gurdwara enough. They have been amazing. The support has been amazing. The Sangat are so loving. Personally, coming from Toronto, I haven't felt homesick like at all, and I think saying that is a really big deal. And having that environment, that loving environment where everyone is just so nice to us and so welcoming, and they, you know, welcome us with open arms, and they're always there to help us out, and whenever we need something we can just go to them and ask for it, and they deliver it right away. There's no delay at all, and we know that we can rely on them, and they also give us a lot of, with Maharaja's Kripa, we've been given, you know, seva like Raul di seva, and, you know, Pandyan di seva and Langar di seva, and we've been with the Bibiyan, and we have had an opportunity to learn from them as well. So I think that in itself is amazing. And then having yogams, I think they have been phenomenal as well, where the children kind of, they do look up to us, and they have built that relationship with us, and they are so loving, and they've provided that kind of environment for us to, whatever we learn from our course, to then apply it and practically apply it, and whatever Sakhis we learned from our ustads, and then tell them the Sakhi, and then put it in a context that kind of helps them understand it as well, and it helps us to learn how to teach them. So I think it's been an amazing opportunity for us, and this Gurdwara, it genuinely cannot thank them enough, and I had an amazing experience here.
And especially with the security of the Gurdwara. So like we were saying earlier, everything is very clean, and the location, but we do have bedadar here all the time, and then we also have a separate section for the girls and for the boys on the other ends of the Gurdwara. So we also have our own bathrooms, places, and people around for us to contact all the time, and the sevadaars have been so blessed and so nice to us to be able to give their phone numbers and say if there is anything that we need, to be there and to give us that support. They've been, like, our stars have been here, but obviously they go home, so these guys have literally been like our family and given us that support, and if we need anything, to go to them. And not only them, but all the other sevadaars is here, who, I don't even know why I'm calling them sevadaars, because now we go around calling them mom and and dad and, and babaji, and that's what we do refer to them as. And like, now that it's the end of the academy, we do have them kind of saying like, we don't want you to go, we do want you to stay, and it is like a family, so it's going to be very, very weird for us to adjust back again as well.
Like how Benji was just saying, we're like a big family. At first when I saw these guys, I got kind of freaked out. I was like, who's this person from Delhi? Did you hear it was doing something in India? I was like, oh man, he's gonna come back as a Mahaprabhu. I was so freaked out. But what I noticed was, like, no matter what Jatabandi everyone was from, that we all got along. Even though we may have had fights, Benji here may have yelled at me. Yeah, but it's all out of love, right? And it's just a beautiful chance that you won't want to miss.
I think expanding on what Viju was just saying, this ain't just 6 months, this is for life. Like, we may have only been here with each other for 6 months, but this is going to be carried on with us forever. I mean, I think it's safe to say, I mean, I only live 10 minutes away, Viju only lives about 15, but this is home. This has really become part of home, and this is literally our family for life.
Definitely. And it's beautiful because Sandeep Baji, who introduced us to the Gurukad on the first day, said exactly that to us. So they said, this isn't your home for these 6 months, it is for life. And then that's what's come true. So when Benji or the Baji or anybody comes back to England, I'm pretty sure that this is the first place that they'll think of. And even though we've offered our homes, even we'd come back here and spend it with them here. So it is pretty much home. And where Maharaj is, that's our home as well.
Exactly.
Waheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji ki Fateh.
Oh my god! Wait, Mandeep, get in.
You're mute.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, Mandeep, get in. Oh, we earned a selfie.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Please donate and help spread Guruji's message. Link is in the description below. Waheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji ki Fateh.